Could a simple 25-cent coin from 1965 be worth over $1.7 million? Sounds crazy, right? But you might just have a fortune hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating mysteries in coin collecting, the legendary 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter. In 2021, rumors spread like wildfire online. A 1965 Washington quarter, no-mint mark, sold for a whopping $1.7 million. But is it real? Or just another internet myth? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, we'll break down what makes this coin so special, how to spot a valuable one, and whether that $1 million sale is fact or fiction. Let's go back in time. In 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped making silver quarters. Before then, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices and hoarding, the Mint switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. So, 1965 marked a major turning point in U.S. coinage. And to prevent hoarding during the transition, the Mint did not include mint marks on quarters from 1965 to 1967. That's why all 1965 quarters appear to have no mint mark, whether they came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The $1 million quarter story seems to have started on online forums and viral videos. One claim said a rare 1965 quarter, accidentally struck on a silver planchet, instead of clad, sold for $1.7 million. While there's no confirmed auction of a 1965 quarter for that amount, silver error quarters from 1965 are real, and they're worth a lot. One example graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, sold for over $12,000. Not quite $1.7 million, but still incredible for a coin most people would spend without a second thought. Now here's what you came for: how to check if your 1965 quarter is a jackpot. Let's break it down. Weigh the coin. Silver quarters weigh 6.25 grams, clad quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Use a digital scale. If your coin weighs around 6.25 g, it could be silver. Check the edge. Clad coins show a copper edge. Silver quarters have a solid silver colored edge. Listen to the ping. Silver coins make a higher pitched ringing when dropped gently on a hard surface. Get it graded. If you suspect it's a silver planchet error, send it to PCGS or NGC. Grading confirms authenticity and increases value. Bonus tip: look for coins with strong strikes and clean surfaces. High-grade 1965 quarters can still fetch hundreds or even thousands at auction. Besides silver errors, there are other 1965 quarter varieties that collectors love. Look for doubled letters in Liberty or In God We Trust, portions of the design missing. The more off-center, the better. Part of the coin's edge appears bitten off. Wrong planchet errors, rare coins struck on dime or penny planchets. Some of these errors have sold for $500 to $5,000 or more, depending on condition and rarity. So, back to the big question: is there a $1.7 million 1965 quarter? As of now, there is no verified record of such a sale in any major auction house like Heritage or Stacksbowers. But rare 1965 quarters do exist, and some error coins are absolutely worth thousands. So the story, while exaggerated, is based on a grain of truth. And that means checking your change isn't just fun, it could be profitable. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more coin collecting tips, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. And let me know in the comments, have you ever found an old coin in your change? Maybe you have the next rare quarter sitting in your jar. What if I told you a simple pocket change quarter, yes, a 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark, could be worth up to $1.8 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today we're diving deep into the truth behind this incredible claim. Let's rewind the clock to 1932, when the Washington quarter was first introduced. It was created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday and quickly became a staple in American coinage. Now, fast forward to 1966, a year that followed major changes in U.S. coin production. The U.S. Mint had just stopped using silver in quarters in 1965, switching to a clad composition of copper and nickel. And about those mint marks? During this transitional period, no coins carried a mint mark at all, not from Philadelphia, not from Denver, not even from San Francisco. So every 1966 quarter you find will have no mint mark. But does that make them rare? Let's dig deeper. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity isn't just about age. It's about a combination of factors. In 1966, the mint produced over 821 million quarters, yes, million, with no mint mark. So under normal circumstances, this coin would be worth 25 cents. So where did the $1.8 million number come from? It likely started as a myth, a misinterpretation of rare coin values, or maybe even a misidentified error coin, but, and here's the twist, certain error coins from 1966 can be incredibly valuable. Not $1.8 million, but still thousands of dollars in the right condition. Let's talk about real money. Here are legit error types from 1966 quarters that have sold for big bucks. A rare error where the front of the coin appears doubled. Can fetch $500 to $2,000 depending on condition. If the coin is misaligned during striking, and part of the design is missing or shifted, it can be worth $100 to over $1,000. Where part of the coin is missing due to an error in the blank. These can range from $50 to $500. In MS66 or higher condition, especially with perfect strike, can go for $3,000 to $4,000 plus in auction. You might have a rare error in your hand and not even know it. That's where grading comes in. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale by services like PCGS or NGC. A 1966 quarter in MS67 condition with a rare error can be worth several $1,000s, but a regular worn 1966 quarter? Still just 25 cents. Now let's address the million-dollar elephant in the room. No authenticated sale of a 1966 quarter has ever reached $1.8 million. That number may stem from confusion with other million-dollar coins like the 1794 flowing hair dollar or the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle. That said, don't toss your 1966 quarter just yet. It might not be worth millions, but a rare variety or mint error could still surprise you. So how do you know if your quarter is a winner? Here's a step-by-step examine. Under magnification, look for doubling, off-centering, or planchet errors. Compare with known errors online. Use PCGS, NGC, or error-ref.com. Should be about 5.67 grams. Heavier or lighter could mean wrong planchet. If uncirculated, it might be worth grading. If you suspect a valuable error or high grade, get it professionally graded. 1965 to 1967 quarters all lack mint marks by design. The U.S. Mint suspended mint marks temporarily to discourage coin hoarding during the coin shortage of the 1960s.so. If someone tries to sell you a no mint mark 1966 quarter as rare just because of that, be skeptical. Collectors are always hunting for top-grade coins, rare strike varieties, and historical oddities. If you have a 1966 quarter in pristine condition, especially with luster and no scratches, it could still fetch $50 to $500 even with no error. But if you find a genuine double die, off-center strike, or other rare error, now we're talking real value. The odds of finding a $1.8 million 1966 quarter are astronomically low, but finding a $1,000 plus error coin? Much more possible, especially if you know what to look for. So check your change, inspect those old rolls, and who knows? That common-looking quarter might just be a hidden gem. Enjoyed this deep dive into the 1966 quarter mystery? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more amazing coin stories and values. Got a strange-looking quarter? Drop a comment below, we just might feature it in our next video. 1967 quarter. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot valuable 1967 quarters, what makes them rare, and why one might just be worth a fortune. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video on rare coins and hidden treasures. First, let's talk basics. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, featuring the iconic bust of George Washington. The 1967 Washington quarter was minted during a unique period in U.S. coin history. So with more than a billion minted, why would anyone pay a fortune for this coin? The answer lies in errors, condition, and mystery varieties. In 1965, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins to discourage coin hoarding. This continued through 1967. So every 1967 quarter, whether struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, was made without a mint mark. This means a no mint mark 1967 quarter is totally normal, but don't leave yet. Because there are some rare versions of this coin that can be extraordinarily valuable. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $1.7 million price tag floating around online. Most 1967 quarters are worth 25 cents, maybe a few bucks in uncirculated condition. But some error coins or coins graded at the highest levels can be worth thousands, and that's where the myth begins. A 1967 quarter graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC is extremely rare. One such coin sold for over $8,000 at auction. That's a verified fact. But $1.7 million? That's almost certainly urban legend or misinterpretation of a viral clickbait headline. That said, some 1967 quarters can be worth life-changing money. Let's look at the types you should be looking for. When it comes to coin collecting, errors are gold. Here are the most valuable 1967 quarter errors to watch for. Double die obverse, DDO. Look for doubling in the letters "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" off-center strike. Partial designs or missing parts of the coin clipped. Planchet. A portion of the coin looks bitten off. Value $50, $300. Wrong planchet. Error. A 1967 quarter struck on a dime or foreign planchet. Value several $1,000s depending on weight and rarity. Full steps. Reverse, high grade. Ultra sharp details on the reverse with full strike. Remember, coin grading and authentication are key. A certified MS68 coin is extremely rare, and that rarity drives the price way up. So how do you know if you've got a gem? Here's what to do. Check for errors using a 10x magnifier. Weigh the coin. Anything off from 5.67 grams could be rare. Look for sharp details. High-grade coins have nowhere. Submit to PCGS or NGC if you suspect value. Even a minor error or high grade can take your quarter from 25 cents to hundreds or more. To wrap it up, the average 1967 quarter is pocket change. But rare errors, varieties, and top-graded coins can be worth thousands, even tens of thousands. The $1.7 million claim? Likely exaggerated. But that doesn't mean your change jar is worthless. Check your coins, submit anything suspicious for grading, and keep learning, because the world of coins is full of hidden treasures. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you found a rare 1967 quarter, 1971 D quarter, and how it could potentially be worth a fortune. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future coin updates. Studio microphone. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. It quickly became a mainstay of American currency around pushpin. By 1971, the quarter was made of copper nickel clad, no longer silver, as the switch happened in 1965. That year, the Denver Mint struck over 258 million Washington quarters. The D Mint mark represents Denver, one of three primary mints operating at the time. Moneybag. So how does a common coin from a huge mintage year become valued at $1.8 million? It comes down to a combination of rare mint errors, perfect condition, and in some cases, urban legends. Mint error. Some quarters from 1971 have been found with striking errors, such as a double dies off-center strikes. Wrong planchet errors, for example, struck on a silver or foreign coin. Blank condition/grade. Coins graded at MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare. Most 1971 D quarters show wear and tear from circulation. A perfectly preserved coin, especially with a rare error, can fetch insane prices at auction. The $1 million claim. Some online sources suggest a 1971 D quarter sold for $1.8 million, but is there real proof? Stay tuned. While there are valuable 1971 D quarters, there's no verified auction record showing a sale at $1.8 million, at least not as of 2025. However, there are coins from the early 1970s with rare errors that have sold for thousands, some over $5,000 to $10,000, especially if in mint state. So where did the $1.8 million claim come from? Most likely a combination of clickbait, rumor, and misunderstanding of grading and rarity. That said, it doesn't mean your 1971 D quarter is worthless. Let's talk about what you can do to evaluate your 1971 D quarter. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, off-centering, or unusual materials, any signs it might have been struck on a silver or foreign planchet. If there's no wear, shiny luster, and sharp detail, it might be uncirculated. Consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Standard 1971 D quarters weigh 5.67 grams. If yours weighs more or less, It might be struck on the wrong metal. If anything looks unusual, take clear photos and get it appraised by a professional. Common 1971 D quarters in circulated condition, 25 cents. The highest known 1971 D Washington quarter sold for around $7,000, and that was a top-grade example. Still, with new discoveries happening all the time, it's worth checking your change. You never know when a hidden gem might appear. So, is your 1971 D quarter worth $1.8 million? Probably not. But could it be worth hundreds or even thousands? Absolutely, if you've got the right one. 1980 Washington quarter with a simple P mint mark really be worth $1.8 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But today, we're diving into the incredible world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and shocking auction prices. Stay tuned, you might just have a fortune sitting in your pocket. To understand why this coin could be so valuable, let's first look at the basics. The 1980 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, that's where the P mint mark comes from. It was made of a copper nickel clad, not silver, and had a mintage of over 635 million coins. So, it's definitely not rare, at least, not at first glance. It features President George Washington on the obverse, and the iconic eagle design on the reverse, a design used from 1932 to 1998. But in the world of numismatics, it's not just age or design that makes a coin valuable, it's the rarities, errors, and condition. So, how can a coin that's so common become worth nearly $2 million? There are three major factors that drive up a coin's value. Is it one of a kind or from a very limited batch? Mint state or proof coins with zero wear are highly valuable. Strange misprints or manufacturing mistakes can make coins extremely rare. Now apply those to the 1980 P quarter, and we get some truly fascinating possibilities. There have been rumors and reports about a 1980 P Washington quarter being sold, or at least valued, at around $1.8 million. But what could justify that price? Let's break down what might make such a coin worth that much. Extremely rare error. Some believe this coin may have been struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, like a silver dollar or a foreign coin. Double die obverse. DDO. This means the coin was struck with a double image, especially on Washington's face, the motto, or the date, struck on wrong planchet. If it was accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet, or a planchet for another denomination, it becomes instantly rare. A full strike in mint state 70, a flawless coin graded MS70 by PCGS or NGC could drive value through the roof, and in some cases, collector hype or auction bidding wars can inflate the price dramatically. That's how we could see a number like $1.8 million. Let's get real for a second. Most 1980 P Washington quarters are worth 25 cents face value. Some in uncirculated condition might sell for $1 to $5. But, and if a unique error was discovered, never before seen, certified, and authenticated, it could, theoretically, go for hundreds of thousands or even millions, depending on the buyer's demand. The $1.8 million price may not be confirmed publicly, but there's always a chance of high-end private sales or misattributions fueling the hype. Now you're probably wondering, could I have one of these quarters in my collection? Examine the mint mark, look for the P just beside Washington's ponytail, use a magnifying glass, check for doubling in the lettering, date, and motto. Weigh the coin, should be 5.67 grams. If yours is heavier or made of silver, that's unusual. Inspect for errors, look for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, wrong metal errors, get it graded. Send suspicious coins to PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. You could be sitting on a gold mine, or at least a cool $1,000. The 1980 P Washington quarter might seem ordinary, but coin collecting is full of surprises. From simple pocket change to million-dollar treasures, it's all about knowing what to look for. So the next time you get change at the store, take a second look. You just might be holding a piece of history, worth $1.8 million. 1983 Washington quarter, with no mint mark, really be worth $1.9 million? Is there a hidden treasure sitting in your change jar right now? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in numismatic history. If you collect coins, or even just carry quarters in your pocket, you don't want to miss this. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. It quickly became a regular part of American pocket change, but the 1983 no-mint mark Washington quarter stands out not because of its design, but because of its scarcity and error potential. Let's break down what makes this coin so special. 1983 was a critical year for U.S. coinage. The country was recovering from a recession, and the mint was operating under strict cost-saving measures. That year, no official U.S. mint sets were released to the public, which means high-quality specimens of 1983 coins are much harder to find. Most coins circulated heavily, making high-grade examples of any 1983 quarter extremely scarce. And here's the kicker: the Philadelphia Mint didn't include a mint mark, meaning any 1983 quarter without a P likely came from Philadelphia. So, what's it worth? A circulated 1983 quarter with no mint mark may only fetch a few bucks. But in mint state condition, especially MS67 or higher, values skyrocket. In 2014, a 1983 no mint mark Washington quarter graded MS67 by PCGS sold for over $500. But here's where it gets crazy: a rumored specimen grade 1983 quarter, one of just a few known, has been valued by some experts at upwards of $1.9 million due to its pristine quality and rarity. While this price is exceptional and not confirmed by public auction yet, it highlights the value potential of ultra-rare, high-grade error, or specimen coins. If you're looking through your change or old coin rolls, here's what to check for: a no mint mark on the obverse front, below the motto "extremely sharp strike," may indicate a specimen or special minting. No signs of wear. MS66 plus grades are where big money lies. Unusual errors, off-centers, double dies, or strong clashing. Get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC if you think it's exceptional. Condition is everything. Let's clear up a common myth: not every 1983 no mint quarter is worth millions. Only a few coins, in near-perfect condition or with unique errors or specimen qualities, fetch massive prices. There's been buzz online about a $1.9 million sale, but while we haven't seen this confirmed in any official auction house record, the interest shows how much demand exists for rare high-grade 1983 quarters. So, is your 1983 quarter a jackpot or just pocket change? The only way to know is to check carefully, look for perfect surfaces, and get it graded. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with your coin collecting friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin news, values, and hidden treasures waiting to be found. 1984 D Washington quarter: what makes it rare, how to spot valuable varieties, and the truth behind that $1.5 million claim. Make sure you stick around to the end. We'll show you real auction prices and what collectors are actually paying. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more real coin values and collecting tips every week. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932. The 1984 version was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, proofs with an S. The D mint mark stands for Denver. In 1984, over 546 million quarters were minted there, so at face value, the 1984 D quarter shouldn't be rare at all. But, as we know in numismatics, it's not always about the quantity. It's about quality, errors, and condition. And that's where the story gets interesting. Most 1984 D quarters are only worth 25 cents to a few dollars. But a handful, and we mean a tiny handful, have error features or pristine conditions that send their value skyrocketing. Common factors that increase value: mint errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, low population in top grade. Let's take a look at the most famous 1984 D errors and varieties. So where does this wild $1.5 million value come from? There have been viral articles and videos claiming a 1984 D quarter sold for over $1 million. But is that really true? The truth? No, there has not been a verified public sale of a 1984 D quarter for $1.5 million. But, and it's a big but, some examples in mint state or with dramatic errors have sold for thousands. In fact, the highest graded known 1984 D quarter, graded MS67 by PCGS, sold for over $1,000 at auction. Not bad for a quarter. So where does the $1 million myth come from? Likely confusion with rarer coins like the 1970s proof quarter struck on a Canadian coin, or the rare 2004 D Wisconsin extra leaf quarter. But those are different coins entirely. That said, you should definitely check your 1984 D quarters. Here are some known errors and what they've sold for. Some 1984 D quarters were struck way off-center. These can sell for $100 to $300 depending on the percentage off. If part of the quarter looks like it's been bitten off, that's a clipped planchet. One sold for $200 recently. A large blob of metal covering part of the design? That's a die break or cud. Some collectors pay $50 to $150 for dramatic examples. While no major doubled die has been certified on the 1984 D quarter, always look for doubling around "In God We Trust" and the date. So how do you know if your 1984 D quarter is rare? Look for errors, use a magnifier or USB microscope, check condition, coins with no scratches or where could be valuable, weigh it should weigh 5.67 grams. Anything off might indicate a planchet error. Compare to price guides, use PCGS, NGC, or eBay sold listings. Get it graded. If your coin looks minty fresh or has an obvious error, submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. So, is your 1984 D quarter worth $1.5 million? Probably not. But could it be worth $500, $1,000, or more? Absolutely, if it has the right features. Let us know in the comments if you've got a 1984 D quarter and what condition it's in. We'd love to help you identify it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more honest coin values and collecting guides. And check out our other videos like Top 10 Most Valuable Quarters and Pocket Change Errors Worth Big Money right here on the channel.